Before children played at this park, this was farmland owned by Julie Maldonado's family.
My grandfather left Japan and arrived in Fowler around 1907.
Her grandfather, Tokyo Shirakawa, started as a laborer and worked to buy his own farm.
He started a Central California Farmers Cooperative and headed it for 18 years.
In the 1940s, Fowler was a small farming town of fewer than 2,000 people, mainly immigrants.
Armenian, Japanese were the largest percentages of our population.
But in 1942, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, forcing Japanese families from their homes and into internment camps.
Either the night of or the day after Pearl Harbor, the FBI came and took my grandfather.
Julie's grandmother, parents, aunts, and uncles were sent to Gila, Arizona.
They never talked about what happened to them. I guess it's the Japanese culture. They just don't talk about unpleasant things.
At the Fowler Branch Library, old high school yearbooks serve as physical proof of hardship.
It says, because of the decreased attendance caused by the evacuation of Japanese in the spring of '42 and withdrawal of many students to war industry regions, there were 4 less teachers this year.
The town from Julie's childhood would never be the same.
There was a general store, some body shops.
All gone, but among Fowler's immigrant community, neighbors stepped in to help, farming land that was not theirs and watching property, all to protect vulnerable families.
Neighbor helped neighbor, store owner helped store owner.
One of the Japanese families impacted was the Hayama family.
My dad and Jess Hayes, which was another neighbor, though they farmed the Hayama place. Dad did most of it.
James Oliver's family has farmed for over a century. He remembers his father's stories, including the time they drove from Fowler to Arizona.
She says, I would rather have a washing machine, so if you guys could buy me a washing machine.
Something that might seem small today was a big help for the Hayamas.
They bought Mrs. Hayama a washing machine and took it to Arizona where they were down there.
Oliver says his father knew some people questioned why he would take care of the Hayama farm at all.
Some people didn't really appreciate, there was animosity there, let's put it that way.
While the country saw suspicion, Fowler saw neighbors and friends.
The Armenian genocide, it had not been too long from when that took place and we had the big migration of Armenians coming into Fowler. Just a few decades after that.
A town shaped by one community's memory of loss saw another forced from home, and some chose not to look away. The farm where this park now sits was cared for by the Finleys, a black couple.
This farmland that we're sitting on that's now become a park named after my grandparents, a lot of people here did lose everything. A big population that used to live here in Fowler, they did not return because they didn't have anything to return to.
In some cases, Japanese Americans did return to something. For families who endured internment, the pain was mostly silent.
I think they were ashamed and embarrassed, and really it was very traumatic. A lot of them had to leave their homes and businesses with very little notice, and they could only take 2 suitcases.
And Shirakawa Park became a tribute to a community whose story was largely untold.
I kind of dedicated it to the whole Fowler community because they were all close-knit and they all endured together.
Because in the middle of tough times, ordinary people chose trust over fear.
They didn't boast about it. For them, it was neighbor helping neighbor.
Since, the town has grown and the stories remain rooted, but the Fowler we know today wouldn't be the same without its community.
In one of our darkest hours as a country, the best of Fowler came through.
Jason Toktajian, KSEE24, local news that matters.